Let's try it again.
This is how I find the page, Dr. Namadingo.
That's not the one. The most recent one, it's this one. It's this one. No, that's not the recent one.
Let me refresh.
All right. If you can hear me, please somebody comment. I can hear you. Can you comment if you can hear me? Comment that I can hear you. If you can't hear me, then I won't know that you can't hear me. That's not the one.
I think that speaker, there's something wrong with the speaker. Let him log on. He's going to his mind. He's logging on right now.
Can you move out? It's not that one.
It's the one. What it has done is that it's just...
No, I started this one without movement. We started it right here.
Oh.
He's logged on?
Oh. Next.
Because we started it well parked right here.
So it's this one.
Yes, it's that one.
Because
Can
it
you
says
click
1
it?
minute.
Click it.
One has gone away now. Good.
No, sorry. Yes. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Loud and clear. Someone says loud and clear. Okay, guys, everybody can hear us. Soundboy, can you please handle this? Keep that. We're getting on, so maybe you might want to give him that.
So you can see first about
We're waiting for you, soundboy.
You can turn off the hazards, Zan. You can turn off the hazards.
Oh, he's scared.
Do this.
Payment and collections. Let's see.
No.
Did you come with us?
No, she did that. Okay.
I see her. She's already doing the main.
Yes.
All right.
Hey, you're the one who leads me. That's good. You know, when they see a very much familiar face as opposed to mine. I don't think we all fit in here. So. How are you? Do you mind if I sit right next to you? I'll sit right next to you. I think what you gotta do is get Zandu's phone and you can have a flashlight on that. Oh, I think you also have a flashlight on the phone. We can use someone. Have you talked about your phone? Yeah, Carol.
I sent a link to your page. The day we were coming back from Cargo, at the very end of the video, you said due to time, we were able to go and see Sister Carol, so we'll be doing it on Friday. So I sent it to her and asked her to watch just the last one. Good to see you.
Somebody.
She will.
No.
I want yeah.
introductions.
Exactly, I hear the whisper. And I'm asking myself, is it a secret?
No. I think he's an introvert. You were waiting to hear the lion of the house when you rose and said, "What do you want here?" Nice to meet you.
Thank you for letting us in.
Well, thanks to everyone that's watching this. So the idea here is not to just go live or try and document someone's story for nothing, but the idea is for you to be able to understand the situation as well as the area of need. When the different people that are here today started to share the story of Chama Msonda, a lot of people came through and supported in various ways. People sent money through mobile money until the head of state also intervened in the matter. And with the story of Chama, we had people even from as far as Malawi, like Dr. Namadingo, being compassionate after seeing the whole story, all these people like Pro-Base, Elation Entertainment, being compassionate about that and wanting to just highlight that story. And now we have seen what has happened with Chama, and we believe that it shouldn't end there. That's just the beginning of the many things that we can do for many other people. So when people were commenting on Namadingo's posts about Chama, on my posts about Chama, and on many other posts about Chama, a lot of people were tagging us and saying, what about Caro? What about Caro? What about Caro? So some of us didn't really fully have the information about Caro Nambela, but when we started to read, we got to understand that, there's this situation that has been happening. Our fellow artist, who was also a minister of the word through her music ministry, is in this situation where she's had, let me not get into the nitty-gritties because obviously she'll be able to tell us. But our brother, Patience Namadingo, traveled all the way from Malawi to come and give back to the community that has supported his music as well. He's been able to see people like Little Moses, who we are trying to get into school. He's been able to visit Chama in the hospice. And so we thought it wise that we should also visit our sister Caro, not only because people are tagging us, but because it's the human thing to do. So maybe Patience can tell us why he feels it's important for him to do this. And then after that, we can be able to hear from Caro and Caro's family about exactly what the situation is and what is needed exactly so that everyone can know.
Thank you, people. We're here in the house of Carol. I'm always mispronouncing the son. Nambela. Nambela or Nambela?
Nambela.
Nambela.
Yeah.
Okay, Nambela. So we're here in the house, I assume it's the house of Mr. and Mrs. Nambela.
Yeah. It's actually the home. It's a home now.
Oh, it's a home. Because you're there.
Because we are
Exactly. No, thanks for the correction. It is actually your home. Thank you so much for letting us in, for welcoming us. When I was on my way here, I heard your story. And I didn't really know much about you. But I heard your story. I also saw a picture. And on our plan on where we have to go, I said, why don't we put this on how to do this? And that's why we are here. That's in a nutshell. But to expand it more, we've been doing these things, I think, from the previous trip, whereby we go around and see people who are needy. If we have what they need, let us help them. But ultimately, we understand that we've got a platform that speaks to thousands of people. Actually, as we're talking right now, thousands of people are seeing us across the globe, as far as the USA, Europe, and we believe to say solutions come from people. And the currency is not necessarily money, it is love. People have a lot of money just sitting in the bank. probably they won't use it for the rest of the year. But then when some people get to know about what other people are passing through, then somebody thinks, well, this must be done. I'm not doing this alone. Here I am managed by a record label, and they are passionate about what we are doing off the music. We're not just there to entertain. We really want to positively impact lives. And I happen to be lucky and met this brother of mine who is also equally doing powerful stuff, things. And we visited Chama, as he said. We had heard the president had already made a provision of finances. And we were just going there to cheer our spirits up. And when we went there, we met her, it was a good time. Unfortunately, we had run out of time to make it to you. But the good thing is we were still around. And we arranged to say on Friday, let's make time that we visit her. So from the reading that I read that you are actually looking for a solution whereby you travel outside Zambia to seek medical attention. But the challenge or the barrier that's there seems to be finances. And as I already mentioned earlier on to say, we can, because we believe, to say a lot of people should hear your story. And then probably someone, we don't need everyone, sometimes it's just one person who makes a change. And probably that person is going to hear your story through us or through somebody else. I mean, I didn't hear your story through me, I heard it from someone else. And I am here today. Someone else might also hear a story from us. That's why we're here to tell a story. Of course, we didn't just come empty-handed. We make sure that when we come here, we should also just lift your spirits up with a little something. And that's going to happen. Our tour managers and Louis is going to take care of that. Now, off under. But we're here just to hear your story, how it was to start. Because from my reading, I think it dates back as old as 2002, but now things have been escalated. So I think now people ought to hear it from the horse's mouth. And it's good that we also found your husband here, So I think, let me give it to you so that you tell us the story. And when you're telling us the story, I think you're telling it to the whole wide world and not just we in this room. I think it's like if you just put it on. Thank you.
Thank you. All that, I'm so blessed. The thing is that this age started in 2002, and then I was expecting exposure. So it was kind of difficult to know what really is happening because of the fear people telling the baby is in the leg, how old people talk about it. So I came a little bit reluctant, but the pain was worsening each and every day. And it reached an extent where I started bending and walking. I know I couldn't do anything completely, I was just like sitting at home. So when I explained the details to the doctor back home for antenatal, that's when the doctor was like, is it the reason why you're walking like this? I said, yeah. And I was like, this is more than what we can do. I think you just have to refer me to here. So when I was referred there, I was admitted for, finally the pregnancy was 7 months. So I was admitted from that time up to the time I delivered, which was, pregnancy was about 11 months to week. So after the delivery, I thought it would be better baby. So they said, okay, we'll do some checkups when you're not with the baby, because the type of checkup that we need to do might affect the baby, so they have to wait until the baby. Then after I delivered, there's somebody who just prescribed some medicine, he's a doctor. He was a doctor from Congo. So he gave me those medication, like, I didn't say, don't get to walk back straight again. Yeah, but they didn't do much. So, and then I had to go back. That was 2 years later because the pain was still there. When I went there, that's when now they discovered that actually the problem is starting from the spine and not the legs that you're complaining about. So after their own diagnosis, they said it's called TB of the spine. So they had to put me on treatment for about 1 year, 1 month. After that, again, still the pain was still there. It didn't go. They kept on giving me some calcium, painkillers, and all that. Because from that time up to date, as I'm speaking to you, I'm still on painkillers. throw myself at that. So, and then they actually said, I think we'll still try to do some more investigation and see what really is causing this pain, because what we thought could be maybe be something else. Then we tried to affect him. Again, the pain was bad that I couldn't do anything for myself again. I had to go back, and they said, no, the problem is we have to put you back again on TB treatment, which they did. But unfortunately, still nothing. And when they checked on the MRI, it showed that it was actually worsening and not getting any better, because it had now moved from the lumbar and went to the thoracic, which is the chest part. Yeah. So when they looked at it, they said, I think we're dealing with something more than TB. It is not TB. It could be something bigger that we do not know. And for us to know about it, we need to biopsy. So the biopsy was costing about 5,000, quite justified. So I delayed to find the money to get it. And I was quite, I didn't like expose it to people to come in and help me. I was just quiet about it. So I just kept it. I stayed, and the pain again took me back to the hospital. That was 2018. When I went back, they said, we still have to do the same biopsy because we're dealing with something that we do not know, and we need to know what we're dealing with. Then I had to put it in the open to other artists. One of the artists that I informed about it. So he actually said, okay, let's see what we can do to raise the money so that we can buy the same thing. And they did their best. They raised the 5,000 on the same day. And they brought the money on the second day, the following day. And I bought the kit, took it to the hospital. They started now postponing the thing. No, we'll admit you next week, come after 2 weeks, come after what? Then I tried to remind the doctor, so this thing you told me to buy is going to expire. And he was like, I know what I'm doing. Yeah, I said, okay, fine. He told me to come after 2 weeks again. I went there, it was the same story. No, the theater is fully booked, you can't be admitted. So we tried high cost. I went for high cost, I was told that I have to pay 20,000 to be admitted. I said, I don't have that kind of money, so I don't know what I have to do. They say, you just have to wait, then you come after next week. I went there, it was the same story again. Then I complained bitterly. In fact, I cried to him to say, I mean, for how long am I going to continue coming here for the same thing? And I don't seem to find a solution. And the only thing that is supposed to help is not done, and this kit is going to expire. The time you're telling me to come back, this thing would have expired. So what do you want me to do? He was like, there is nothing I can do. I don't own this hospital. I'm just a worker here, and I'm not the one who planned the calendar. He said a lot of things to me, and I was like, but I'm tired of this pain. 18 years is not a short period of time. So I really need a relief from this. And if you're not helping me, then what should I do? Then he said, I'm stressing you because I'm crying. So I was like, what do you want me to do? I'm tired, I really need help from you. Then he said, you're complaining about 18 years when most people are born with such conditions. He was kind of rude. I couldn't understand why he was like that. I just said, okay, fine. I'm going, and I don't think I'm coming back here because I'm tired of paying to UTH, looking for a solution, and I can't find it. So when I explained to my husband how I went to the hospital, and my husband said, okay, let's try to contact doctors online and see what we can do to help in this situation. That's how we contacted a certain lady who works for Biden Health in India. So she actually contacted 4 doctors to diagnose whatever I could send to them, the images and the tests. So that's when they came up to say, okay, what you're suffering from is spondylosis. That's what I said. And then what you need is surgery, a decompression and fixation. So it will cost about 186,000, of which they sent the quotation. I still have it in my phone. And that's when we say that this money is quite huge, and I don't know where we're going to get it from. So we tried to find ways of raising the money, but we couldn't do much to get to the target. I tried to organize a concert, but we didn't raise much because it didn't reach half of the amount. Because I remember the amount that I had remained with after all the expenses, I had remained with the 25,000, and I had to try and do another concert. Maybe I can raise something, but it was a flop, so I had to waste everything that I had put in that concert. So he was there when we had that the first concert, even the second concert. They were both there. It was terrible, and that's why they thought of, okay, maybe let's see what God can do to help in this situation, because I think you tried, and let's leave it to God. So they thought of coming up with we post it on social media. So they tried to do that, but it was last year, October. Yeah, it was in October. They posted it so that people can come in to help. But it didn't huge much of help from people. So it became quite like, I'd even like lost hope to say, I don't know if I'll ever come out of this situation. I don't know how I'll find money to raise so that I can go to India and have my life back, because it has been a very sad, bad experience. I mean, the pain I'm talking about is so unbearable. They say labor pains are painful, but I remember during my first pregnancy, the labor had started and I didn't realize, because I lived a life of pain throughout. So I didn't even know that the pains that I'm feeling are labor pains. And at that time, I remember they were about to take me to the theater because the pregnancy had overdue. Not until the doctor had to check, and then he said, no, leave her. I think she would deliver normally. You don't need to do a Caesar. She's recent meters. And they were all surprised with me. I mean, you are in labor and you're not even showing any signs. And I said, I didn't know. I thought they're the same pains that I feel. So if you compare the labor pains and what I've been going through, I couldn't differentiate. That means it's not a pain that one can bear. It's really horrible. I have sleepless nights. My husband can attest. God has abandoned me, But I always know that He is there, because I think He has really sustained my life from that time. I would have been dead by now. It's just the grace of God, because if you look at the medication that we're doing, putting me on the TB drugs are so strong. They say if you don't have TB in your body and you take those drugs, some may die, some may